Podcast episode 71, Agent Answers Voiceover Questions. After we sent out the email newsletter about in perpetuity, Danielle emailed us with some follow-up questions. So we reached out to Jeffrey Umberger, formerly of the Umberger Agency, now with ACM Talent. We needed to hear from him and his expertise. So Danielle asked, what should you do if you receive a commercial audition from an agent that has an in perpetuity usage? Can or do agents negotiate for limited usage if the client is interested in booking a talent? Why do some breakdowns call for 1-year usage in the US with in perpetuity worldwide? So let's break those apart and get to Jeffrey's answers. What should you do if you receive a commercial audition from an agent that has an in perpetuity usage? Jeffrey says, discuss with the agent which part of the usage is to be considered in perpetuity. He says sometimes the consumer-facing side is restricted to a specific usage term, but the internal use for marketing is used in perpetuity. And ad agencies often use this to be used in marketing. He goes on to say, otherwise, if the consumer-facing portion of a commercial spot is being considered for uses in perpetuity, then discuss with the agent that you're not comfortable with having your performance go unpaid for a designated usage term. Now, I will note, there are some products or commercial messages that do have a certain shelf life, realistically. So take into consideration that offering up to 5 years at a negotiated rate is an alternative which appeals to some buyers, those buyers who initially were wanting a forever buy. Danielle's second question, can or do agents negotiate for limited usage if the client is interested in booking a talent? Jeffrey says yes, if the question is in regard to negotiating with a talent seeker who's asking for in perpetuity. Then it is always an agent's job to negotiate for a limited usage term. If the question pertains to limited usage in general, it's always up to the buyer how long they wish the usage to be, excluding in perpetuity as an acceptable option. And depending on the length of the usage, the agent and buyer agree to an amount within industry rate standards. It can be confusing, can't it? This is why it's great to have an agent. Danielle's question number 3. Why do some breakdowns call for 1-year usage in the US with in perpetuity worldwide? Great question. Jeffrey says, I'm not familiar with usages varying among regions of the globe on the same project. I can see both US and worldwide being included in one usage term, but we wouldn't accept in perpetuity for either realm, and it doesn't seem to make sense that one country would be limited and the rest of the global community has an in perpetuity license. Big thanks to Jeffrey Umberger. He's always generous with his time and answering questions. Now, if you receive an audition from your agent with questionable terms, the best thing that you can do is to email your agent and respectfully ask for clarification of those terms. Danielle, great questions. Thanks for emailing those. So do you have a voiceover related question? If so, make sure you sign up for our email newsletter at atlantavoiceoverstudio.com and then ask it through the email newsletter. Or you can always email me, Mike at atlantavoiceoverstudio.com. Maybe we'll make a video about the questions that you have. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and maybe forward this on to somebody you think it could help. We appreciate you watching. Cheers to your voiceover success.